Hello everyone, I'm CoolGuy, welcome back, and today we're going to be going in-depth into the Gambit Scout Rifle Distant Relation. Everything about the gear from Gambit is amazing, the looks, the feel of them. This scout can drop after matches, turning in bounties, various ways tied to Gambit. This scout right here I decided to review because a lot of players are going to be getting it from Gambit, and then come and find more information about it. I'm going to warn you right now though, it doesn't get very high marks from me. Distant Relation is of the 180 RPM class, same as Nameless Midnight, Call to Serve, Tango 45, and others. It comes with the intrinsic precision frame. The weapon's recoil pattern is more predictably vertical. Let's go ahead and jump right into the base stats. It has a range of 41, stability of 49, handling of 40, reload of 39, aim assist of 61, and a recoil direction stat of 58. Being that this is a scout, it has a zoom multiplier of 2 times. Before we go further, I need to say a couple things about it. First of all, the Drifter really wants me to have this weapon. I've gotten 5 of them. The second thing is it has very, very poor base stats. There are 9 total 180 RPM scouts, and so far, only one has been added to this archetype, this one, the Distant Relation. Again, this class has the Nameless Midnight, which is a randomly rolled weapon that can have some different perks. Most of them are static rolls though, like the Tango 45, things like that, meaning that this weapon, Distant Relation, can have some high value to it due to the perks that could be rolled. With that being said, it has the worst range out of the 9, it has the worst reload speed out of the 9, and the reload speed isn't really close. The stat of 39 is followed next by the Tango 45 at 44 range. It has the lowest handling of the 9. The stats of this weapon are less than stellar. Let's get that right out of the way. Because you can look at the stats, you can look at the perks, but another factor that ties into all of this is the fun factor and personal preference. There is some gear that one player likes that others don't. Could be because of looks, could be because of feel. It's also an opportunity for a bad statistical weapon like this one to be saved by a great roll. So let's look at those rolls, let's see what we can work with. Now after research and my knowledge of the weapon, here are the perks that could be added. This DLC is new, I could miss one. If you see a perk that's missing, let me know. I'm pretty sure it's 100%. We'll work through it together. For our barrel options, we have Chambered Compensator, Arrowhead Brake, Corkscrew Rifling, Extended Barrel, Fluted Barrel, Full Bore, Hammer Forged Rifling, Polygonal Rifling, and Small Bore. So those 9 barrel options can roll into 2 spots. You don't have a choice, you usually go with the best option. Even though that it is a scout, I am partial to Arrowhead Brake and Chambered Compensator. Both of these specifically state they have recoil control. Keywords of the perk are really important. What it means by recoil control is essentially it's kind of like a counterbalance mod. This works on the Distant Relation because it's a precision frame. The weapon's recoil is more predictably vertical. It's small, but on screen we have Chambered Compensator on the left and Hammer Forged Rifling on the right. Chambered's going to jump a tad to the left, but level out vertically. And on the right, you can see it starts walking on you to the right the more that you fire. Pound for pound, the best option probably goes to Fluted Barrel for this particular scout. Greatly increases handling speed. Handling speed is the worst stat on this weapon. It gives it the best bump, and it also helps out its best stat, Stability. In the mid tree, again, 9 perks could be rolled. High caliber rounds, accurized rounds, drop mag, appended mag, tac mag, extended mag, steady rounds, alloy magazine, and flared magwell. Let's go right into the rolled perks. Not only does this weapon have poor base stats, but it doesn't have really a great perk pool. That limits the best possible perk combinations. In the left node, we have auto-loading holster, triple tap, outlaw, zen moment, and full auto. Out of those, triple tap, Outlaw, Zen Moment are going to be your best options. Full auto if you enjoy that kind of perk. And then on the bottom tier we have auto loading holster. In the right perk node we have opening shot, explosive payload, ambitious assassin, firmly planted, and moving target. Mostly bad perks overall on this scout rifle. If you notice, there's no kill clip, no rampage, no rapid hit, nothing like that. Explosive payload and ambitious assassin are going to be your best bet. If you get moving target, firmly planted, that's going to be fine, but not so much for opening shot on a scout rifle. So what can we do? I will only say this in this video only. For 3 years of content in YouTube, I don't use the term God roll, I go with the term perfect roll. They're synonymous, keep that in mind going forward. So a perfect roll can mean something different to another player. What might work for you might not work for someone else. Now for this scout, there aren't too many great optimal perfect rolls for it. The ones that come to mind are Zen Moment explosive rounds, or moving target, outlaw with any perk really. In the end, none of them really are world beaters. I had 5 of these rolled, got rid of 1 due to horrible perk synergy, and I just got another one that's bad. Auto-loading holster and opening shot. My third best roll has steady rounds, triple tap, and firmly planted. Those pair nicely together. My second best one has chambered compensator or fluted barrel. Best of both worlds. One gives it the most handling, which we talked about in the beginning of the video, and the other adds that counterbalance mod. Mid-tree I have tac mag or extended mag. The 2 perks are Zen Moment and explosive payload. Now, because I do have explosive rounds, I would like to have had high cal there, but more mag is fine. Out of the gate, if you want the recoil better, you use the chambered compensator, and of course we have the newly fixed explosive payload. It's a decent weapon. I use this one for PvP with fluted barrel though because of the handling bump. Now my favorite roll is actually the one that I wanted. It's perfectly rolled for me and how this weapon's perk kind of play out. When you look at the perks, it's not really flashy, actually not flashy at all, but it has a lot of utility. You do the best that you can with what you have. It has hammer-forged rifling, tactical mag, outlaw, and ambitious assassin. Crazy how this can be one of the best perk options, but then again, the scout doesn't give you too much out of the gate. Nameless Midnight can't roll this, but then again, Nameless Midnight has kill clip, rampage, big damage perks like that. But what I really wanted was some sort of perk to extend my magazine, to pair with ambitious assassin. Something like extended mag. Now I did get tac mag, that ups the magazine by 1. It has some other benefits with that perk, but you pair it with outlaw, fast reloads with headshots. Then ambitious assassin overflows the magazine based on the number of rapid kills before reloading. I pretty much never stopped getting bullets off. Get a couple kills, let the magazine go to 21 or so, then get a couple more, then get up to 26 rounds without reloading. The perks really flow together, and as you get kills within the mag, you're adding towards ambitious assassin. Get a headshot, load that ammo right in the mag with that ambitious assassin. I like it a lot. But let's talk about Distant Relations performance. It's a serviceable scout. It's more of a PvE weapon. That's how I view it though, and that's where I've been using it the most. I do like my ambitious assassin outlaw roll because with that setup I actually have on scout reserves for more ammo on my armor because I'm just constantly getting off shots with it. However, in higher tier encounters, triple tap is going to be the better option because you won't get too many kills with ambitious assassin going on when it takes so many rounds to down a mid to high tier enemy. But that roll and most rolls are going to be good for Gambit, good for strikes, good for regular play. What I like most about this weapon is the scope and how it performs. It kind of gives me a Vision of Confluence feel for me, especially with my roll when I get up to 26 rounds, just start popping those off. I like that triangle dot within the scope. It's kind of like the Mida. Earlier I said that there is a fun factor, and I genuinely like the way this weapon feels, the way it sounds, the way it looks. It's solar as well. It's actually the only solar that I can think of and find that is from the new expansion, Scout Rifle wise. Very easy weapon to use, but the perks somewhat limit what you can do with it. I mean, I have a Nameless Midnight with kill clip and triple tap that's a dream. Different tools are used for different situations. In PvP, it does 55 to the head and 35 to the body. 180s do have a relaxed time to kill compared to most. It's 3 headshots, 1 body shot, a TTK of 1 second. Other scouts can be faster, such as high impact like the Jade Rabbit. It takes 3 straight headshots to achieve its desired 0.8 TTK. With these, you can hit the body shot once. As with most scouts, it works well on the larger maps, longer sightlines. It can be really difficult to track in short to mid-range engagements. For PvP, I use my Zen Moment explosive round roll. With this weapon, I have the most benefit using that roll. I find myself having to constantly stick to long sight lines. It has some real issues in short to mid range, as most scouts do. But this particular one in PvP is what you like to call a concrete in the feet kind of weapon. Because you look at those base stats, and when you break down the weapon, its handling is so low, even with fluted barrel. It helps it, but not that much. Because even then it has issues. You don't want to meet someone in a mid-range gunfight with Distant Relation and have to pull up on them. Coming out of sprint is one of the worst things you could do with this weapon. Stick to mid and long range engagement. So in conclusion, again, this is a weapon that a lot of players are going to see due to Gambit. I wanted to tell the story about this scout, what it can roll, what its limits are. Its base stats are less than average, and some stats are the worst out of all scouts in the 180 RPM class. Some of those stats are really low, such as handling, and in a 5-star system, I would give it a 2 out of 5 in both PvE and PvP. The only reason for the 2-star rating is I like the feel of the weapon. When you're in scope and actually shooting it, it feels good. And with weapons like this, some players might be in love with it, their favorite weapon, others not so much. That's what's really nice about random rolls and playstyles. There's nothing wrong with that, but its poor base stats, its poor perk pool really shy me away from it. And I gave it those below average marks from me for a couple reasons, that 2 out of 5, well below average. Number one is that those perk sets, and it really struggles in PvP. I mean, I can't really stress that enough. It does okay, I mean, it is a scout rifle, but the poor handling, it makes you play the concrete and the feet play style. You have to hold down a lane, you have to hold down a zone, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can do well doing that. It's just not my particular play style. I like to be up in players' faces, and when I do have a scout, I like it to be snappy, right? This thing's kind of sluggish. It doesn't really perform too well. I didn't like the screen flinch. I didn't like the bounce that you get when getting shot, so I did put on Scout Unflinching, and it makes it a little bit better. The only two saving things, like I said, are when you're actually in scope, scoping down the weapon, shooting the weapon, it feels okay, and that it's a Solar Scout. It does really, really well in the Hive portion of Gambit. When you see the wizards pop up, they have shields, it does really, really good. I usually stay in mid, look left, middle, and right with the big magazine and just pick off enemies and let the other solo players come pick up the motes. And then when they send blockers, I kill them in mid with my shotgun. It does okay in that aspect. But don't expect too much from this scout rifle. So let me know in the comments section your thoughts on the distant relation. Did you get a good roll? Mostly bad rolls so far? Thank you guys for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.